I received a message from an oncologist that he wanted to talk about a patient that was going to be referred in. He gave me a little bit of the history, but I really, you never know what's behind door number 2, so I didn't know what I would be walking into. And I met Gabriela just 5 days ago. She came into the office by herself. You could understand that she was struggling with, something she'd been dealing with for some time and was hoping to have information that would be helpful. And I'm not sure she was totally convinced when she walked in the door that she was at a place that would be able to help her.
As a diagnostician of dermatology, I specialize in decoding the mysteries of rare and complex skin conditions. A skin finding may actually be the sign of internal pathology. I'm here to reveal it as your Skintellagent.
In the year 2015, when we had an unfortunate event that my dad passed away, the situation was very stressful because we wanted to be in Mexico and not being able to be there to help them was too much stress. You started to see a lot of presences of those spots on my neck, on all this part of my face, on my arms, on my legs, but they were just marks. They told me that it was psoriasis, that it was stress, that I just had to take care of my diet.
She was originally seen by a physician's assistant. So physician's assistants are trained just very differently than we're trained in medicine. It's not their fault. The physician assistant doesn't have the years and years of training. They really should be the extension of the dermatologist's reach. And so as this physician assistant was managing her care and realized this was no longer something familiar to me, reached out to the affiliated physician with whom he was working and got help.
There came a time when I was most in crisis in my body, and I would get up in the night and cry. And my husband would tell me, we need a better quality of life. We can't go on like this. I can't sleep. I can't lie down. I can't sit down. I can't do anything because of my condition. Then my body kind of went into a crisis and said, enough is enough. You have to do something.
It upset me to know that she'd been living with this for some time and was given a medication that wasn't the right one. We're human too as doctors. We don't know every answer all the time. And I commend her for going back and saying this isn't right.
It was not normal, and it was changing very fast. My husband was freaking out. At the time he said to me, do you need to see an oncologist? Dr. Gonzalez attended us. Although you hear the diagnosis, yes, they are cancer cells. But he took me by the hands and said to me, I have 2 pieces of news for you, he said. I have bad news and good news. The bad news is the situation you are in, but the good news is that there is treatment. Then he told me, I need you to see Dr. Ackerman. She is a specialist in cases like your skin, and she is a person who can help you. And I was thinking, yet another dermatologist back to square one. My husband tells me it doesn't matter, we are going back. If they ask you to go to another one, we are going to go. We need to find a solution.
So they've transitioned to the oncologist and from the oncologist now to me. I did take a look at her skin, of course, right off the bat and assured her that I knew what she had. She's in a tenuous place, not just a challenging place because it's painful and it itches and they're bleeding. But when you start to convert from plaques, the flatter areas, into the tumors, the more bulbous areas, that's a demonstration that the cancer cells have become more aggressive.
I know that when the areas start to redden and all that, it's going to be a ball, so it's desperate. It's hopeless.
The hardest part of the whole encounter was after we did all of the exam and talked through all of her history, and I got a very good idea of what was probably going on. As I was done and was presenting to her the options, my staff tapped on the clipboard to show me that she has no insurance. And in that moment, my hopefulness dropped substantially because all of the treatment modalities we would need, all of the medicines, all of it has costs associated with it. I knew that there were many different ways we might need to work on treating her, that it would probably require more than one thing. We're going to need to employ some big gun medications to get her there. You know, with that drop in my heart led to, at the end of the day, me reaching out to John, a patient of mine I've known for many years. You let me take a biopsy. My concern, I think I told you at that time, was you might have an very early form of lymphoma in your skin. Not the type of skin cancer we were looking for on the routine white guy living in the wrong latitude, Phoenix, Arizona kind of thing. Ultimately, we did end up confirming that diagnosis.
We did.
So tell me, when I called you and we went through that, what were you feeling?
Very nervous. That C word gets you. So, no, I was panicked for quite a while.
And then after you had done several visits in our office, and you commute from, 40 minutes away or more.
Yeah, about 40 minutes.
Each way, to do the treatment 3 times a week. Ultimately, you decided that you were just going to invest in getting a home phototherapy unit. So 6-foot-tall light box that emits this therapeutic light. You did that consistently, thank you, for a long time. And we've had several visits now in a row where you've had absolutely no residual evidence of cancer.
Totally gone.
Yeah,
totally gone. Well, I haven't done the phototherapy for probably almost a year and a half. Love
we
it.
call that remission. Yeah,
remission.
And I'm still keeping close eyes on you. But
you do. I'll be coming in next month to see you.
Great, thank you.
You gave me a call and heard from you that she needed something and couldn't afford it to order one without the health insurance. I had it in my garage. I says, she needs it, you got it.
It looks like this on the inside. The lights, the patient enters and the lights end up closing in on them and they get a treatment for a given period of time. Gabriela received a light unit from John that's basically half of this. So instead of just doing it for one 5-minute experience, she'll turn around and do it twice. She'll do it for 5 minutes facing forward and 5 minutes facing backward. But this is essentially what she just got from John.
I got the good news from Mr. John, and I was very, very grateful, very impressed.
You didn't even ask a question.
No.
Am I going to get it back? Is she going to pay me for it?
No.
Any sort of reciprocal. You just said, if she needs it and she can't afford it, I'll be there.
If you asked, I know it was important.
And for her, it could be infinitely important.
Yeah. I hope so.
Me too.
I pray for it.
Thank you. I reached out then to a colleague who works at a pharmaceutical company specifically for the drug that I want for her to receive as part of her chemotherapy, or maybe all of her chemotherapy. We would hope that's all she needs. And picked up the phone, said, we want to help. Let me see what I can do. Walked it up the chain. And by the next day, I had an answer that they were going to be happy to help donate the drug. I mean, the drug itself is probably $100,000 a year drug, but she needs to live. And that's what we're up against.
Since I left the consultation, my husband said to me, what happened? How did it go? And my face was different. My face was of great hope.
I'm hopeful she's better today by far than when I saw her 2 weeks ago. So that's good. I'll take it.
Even now, last weekend, we went to the movies with my youngest son, who is 14 years old, said to me, Mommy, it's been a long time since I've seen you so happy, so content. And my husband said to me, it's true. Since you left that office on Friday, your face has changed. But they realized I am very afraid, and I want to be well for them, for my family, for me. I want to live. I want to live healthy. I want to feel good. I want to have a better life, a better quality of life, and I will do whatever it takes to do it.
That's what we're going for. As you heard, she has a 14-year-old son and 2 children in their early 20s. And she wants to be there for the foreseeable future, and we want to make that happen. It's as simple as that.
I feel I am in the right place with the right people in very good hands. I feel very blessed and very grateful for all these things, these blessings that are happening to us.
One of the real pieces of so much of what happens every day we forget to see, or we don't look hard enough, or maybe it's frankly probably gotten harder to see, is the humanitarian nature of what we all still have the capacity to do. You know, we don't have to come from the same walk of life. We don't even have to agree on a lot of things. But when it comes to being ready and able to help someone, like, you totally stepped up to the plate.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad I helped. I really am. I hope that everything works for her.
Me too. Thank you.